That's right, guys, the Phantom 3 is coming out very soon. I'll tell you how I know and what I expect to see in the Phantom 3 coming up in this video. So first off, you're probably wondering why I expect that there will be a Phantom 3 coming up real soon, or at least another version of the Phantom, maybe not called the Phantom 3. So the way I know though is because tonight when I'm filming the video on September 11th, and tonight at 12 o'clock DJI is dropping the prices by about $100 across the board. And they've done this before. You'll remember last year, before Christmas time, they dropped the prices. About a month later, we saw a brand new Phantom. So I'm expecting a new Phantom to come out because of the price drops and because we're getting closer to Christmas. My expected release date will be somewhere late September, maybe sometime in November, but we're going to see it in not too long. Now, personally, I expect that the Phantom 3 or the next version of the Phantom will just be a totally random, maybe just like another Friday, early November, and it'll be released with all the specs and most definitely a video on the DJI YouTube. So if you haven't subscribed to DJI's YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to that so you can be notified exactly when it comes out. And most likely I'll make a video of my first impressions or a release video on that. So just a few things I expect, or most of them I just hope that DJI puts in the next version. And DJI, if you're watching, please incorporate some of these. I'd really like to see object avoidance technology. It's coming. It's already available in other industries, so I think it's something that could be put in, and it's actually doable. Other companies are starting to develop it for the Phantom, but it'd be great if DJI came out with this, although I wouldn't expect it. It's just something I hope for. Also, one thing that I really like to see is kind of a mix between a consumer and a professional aircraft with a prosumer price, but I want this to be a hexacopter or a quadcopter if it has the right motors and stuff that can lift a 3-axis gimbal for the GoPro, but the gimbal can be controlled by a second operator, so you can get those great shots of panning and tilting. And I think that'd be fairly easy to do. You just they would have to design a different gimbal, but I think it's doable. And in order to do that, to lift a heavier gimbal and maybe heavier transmitting equipment, they may need to make the Phantom a coaxial aircraft, which means that it has motors on both sides, on the top and on the bottom of each arm. Another thing that I really want DJI to come out with is a follow me feature. Lots of other consumer type multirotors actually have the follow me feature. They can just use if the Phantom 3 is using the iPhone for OSD and FPV like it is on the Phantom 2 Vision Plus and Phantom 2 Vision, then it could just use the data and track the iPhone and follow the iPhone. So I'd really like to see a feature, and object avoidance would work perfectly with the follow me feature. A fifth thing I'd like to see is the Phantom 3 to have waypoints with point of interest. It's something on the A2 controller that they have where you can, not only is it waypoints, but you can mark a spot and then the Phantom will face towards the middle the whole flight. That way you can use waypoints for more professional aerial filming. One thing that I think that we'll probably see, if not at the same release as the Phantom 3, maybe later this year or in the next few months, I think we'll see an attachment for the DJI Ronin on the S1000. So they leaked that. They talked about that when the Ronin was released, so I think that'll be coming shortly. Also looking for a more efficient motor on the Phantom 3 that would give it more flight time. DJI already uses motors like that and for their other aircrafts, so I don't think it would be super hard to add on. And I wouldn't be surprised if somehow they teamed up with Moverio because Moverio already has the FPV goggles, and they've partnered kind of. So I wouldn't be surprised if they do something with Moverio to do where it's like a kid and you get the FPV goggles from Moverio, or not goggles, they're glasses. Another thing I wouldn't be surprised if they used on the Phantom is more safety features, like kind of how they have the mile around or 2 miles around the airports kind of thing. I think that the FAA is pushing them hard to do things like that, so I wouldn't be surprised if they add another safety feature on there. And last but not least, I would like to see them slow down on the pricing for the batteries, or at least open it up so that other manufacturers can make batteries for the Phantom 3, because I mean, $129 or whatever the pricing is, it's still outrageous for a battery like this. You can get a battery with the same amount of milliamps for a much cheaper price. So that's one last thing that I'd like to see. So thank you guys for watching. This is just a quick what I'd like to see in the Phantom 3. There's no indication that any of these will be seen in the Phantom 3, but if DJI is watching, please add some of these features. We as the DJI Phantom Flyers community would just love it. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.